Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. And I wanted to come on today and talk about what might be, or is, in my opinion, the greatest children's record album of all time. And you can get it on streaming too. And this album in particular was mine as a kid, and it is Carole King, Really Rosie, and it's all piano singing by Carole King. It is based on, and you might recognize the drawings of the work of Maurice Sendak. And Maurice Sendak was known, you might know him more from the book Where the Wild Things Are. But he wrote this book that I loved when I was a kid, and they were like little books. And it was called The Nutshell Library. And within that little library were a bunch of the songs that are on this album. I mean, stories. But Carole King turned them into songs, and they made a musical. And when I was 5 years old, so about kindergarten, there was a special on TV, and I think it was a half an hour special. And it was animated like this. And they sang these songs. And about that time is when my mom bought this Carole King Really Rosie album. And this is so meaningful, this album, to me and my sister, that because I wanted to share it with you guys on here, when we went down to Tennessee recently, where my parents live, I knew my dad had taken all the record albums to what he calls a farm, which is like a little area of land that he farms, and he has a trailer there. So I knew they were at that trailer. So I went to get this album because I wanted to share it with you guys. And my sister was in the album area looking through, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, look." I go, "Yeah, I wanted to get that for my channel." And she said, "It's mine." And we literally got into a little bit of an argument about whose album this is, because in her mind it was hers, and it was her album, she loved it. Now I know my sister would feel this way, but it was also mine, and I loved it, and I sang every word to every song. So it was funny that we both felt this ownership over it. But she can have it. I just want to share it with you guys, so I will give it to her once I'm done. But I got it right now. Anyway, so this is Carole King, Really Rosie. It says includes original TV soundtrack recordings, music composed and performed by Carole King, picture, story, and lyrics by Maurice Sendak. So here's the inside, which is awesome because as a kid, growing up in the 70s, the great entertainment was to put on a record album and sing along to all the songs and act them out. Well, this album is superb if you have, kind of theatrical kids, because it's really the story. It's a bunch of separate stories. But the basic storyline is this little girl, Rosie, who is in her apartment, and I imagined like a Sesame Street style apartment in New York City, nothing like where I lived in Michigan, but that's how I pictured. And like a stoop, because I think she talks about a stoop. And so you always imagined yourself as her, just thinking that you're a superstar kind of thing. So I'll read you a couple of the words so that it's like, here's the first song, Really Rosie. And she says, "I'm really Rosie, and I'm Rosie real. You better believe me, I'm a great big deal." And she says, "I can sing T for two or two for T. I can act to be or not to be." And then she goes on, basically just talking about how she, is a superstar. And that's fun. And I would read you like the lyrics, but I know when I did that in the past, I got taken down for copyright, so I won't. I'll just kind of tell you about them. So that's the first song, and then there's a song called "One Was Johnny," and this song always kind of bummed me out because the first line is, "One was Johnny who lived by himself," and I always imagined he was a kid, like, why is he by himself? But then it goes on with like, 2 was a rat who jumped on a shelf, 3 was a cat who chased the rat. So it goes down through all the numbers. So it's like learning counting if you're, 4 or 5 years old. And then this song is called Alligators All Around. And it has all the letters of the alphabet and then like alliteration for each letter. And it's a fun song. And if you're trying to teach your kid the alphabet without being a pain, it's a great song. Because it's like A, alligators all around, B, bursting balloons. And you just sing it and you learn ABCDs all the way up to Z, zippity sound. And then it goes around. And then this song is one of the books by Maurice Sendak that you may be familiar with, called Pierre. And it's about a little boy named Pierre who only would say, "I don't care." And basically his families are like, "Bye, see ya, you're on your own." And he goes, "I don't care." And then a lion shows up and eats him. And he says, "I don't care." And then the doctor comes and manages to get him out of the lion. And from there, the story goes on. But basically, in the end, his parents are like, finally come back. And he's like, "I care." So the end is like, quit being a little brat. It's a great lesson for kids, I think. Oh, shoot, sorry. I hit the microphone. I hope that wasn't too loud. I had to rub my nose and I hit it. The next song is Screaming and Yelling. It's okay. It's okay. The Ballad of Chicken Soup. That was a good little Maurice Sendak book. That's about a boy who choked on a chicken bone in his chicken noodle soup and he dies. And that's the end of the story, sorry to say. A good lesson for don't eat chicken bones. Chicken soup with rice is a great one because it goes through all the months of the year: January, February, March, April. And then kind of tells a little story about that month. So like August. In August, it will be so hot, I will become a cooking pot. Cooking soup, of course, why not? Cooking once, cooking twice. Cooking chicken soup with rice. So everyone ends with, chicken soup with rice is the refrain. In December, I will be a baubled, bangled Christmas tree with soup bowls draped all over me. Merry once, merry twice. Merry chicken soup with rice. And then the next song is called Avenue P. I think this one, I could be wrong. I think that this isn't one of Maurice Sendak's books, like Really Rosie. I think Carole King just wrote this to kind of pull the musical together, and it's a good one. My Simple Humble Neighborhood is like one of my favorites. I love that song. This is the one where little Really Rosie talks about how she's kind of bigger than her neighborhood. And she talks about like talent scouts, producers, directors, glamour boys, the hoi polloi. Everybody's going to come to see her. It's fun. It's fun. The Awful Truth is about Really Rosie is the wife of Dracula. I think that's what it was, if I remember. I love that song. Such Suffering is just about like how miserable life can be sometimes. And then a refrain of Really Rosie. I think it's such a good album, and the cover art is awesome. There's Rosie all dressed up. And when my kids were little, my mom bought this CD so that we could listen to it together. And my kids loved it too. So I really believe, like, if you have kids right now, by the way, the CD's missing. I don't know where it is. but it's streaming on Spotify and YouTube. So yeah, if you have little kids, I recommend this 100%, this album. It's so fun. The only thing with streaming it is you can't, look at the words like we used to. And I feel like it's such a bonus for a kid to look at, especially like with the alphabet, to look at all the letters and sing it is going to help with comprehension if you're kind of using it as a teaching tool. But I don't know. Here's the record album with Rosie on there. So this really led me into Carole King. One of my favorite albums of all time is Carole King's Tapestry album. So sometime I'll get my Tapestry album out. But it's a really good one. I love all things Carole King. Although I haven't seen the musical Beautiful yet. I want to see it. I used to just stare at this picture. I love the alligator. He's got the little, whatever you call that. Why in these old things kids always had these propellers on their heads? I don't know. And he's Chicken Soup. He makes soup. And that's Rosie. And that might be John. That's John. That's I Don't Care. Pierre. That's Pierre. And that's Johnny, I think. Yeah. And there's Chicken Soup. And then there they all are dressed for the holidays. I don't know why my voice is giving me a hard time right now. So anyway, that's really Rosie. I totally, if you have kids, go listen to it and see what you think. Let me know. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. So nice while slipping on the sliding ice to sip hot chicken soup with rice, sipping once, sipping twice, sipping chicken soup with rice. There once was a boy named Pierre who only would say, "I don't care." Read his story, my friend, for you'll find at the end that a suitable moral lies there. One day his mother said when Pierre climbed out of bed, "Good morning, darling boy. You are my only joy." Pierre said, "I don't care." "What would you like to eat?" "I don't care." "Some lovely cream of wheat." "I don't care." "Don't sit backwards in your chair." "I don't care." "Or pour syrup on your hair." "I don't care." "You are acting like a clown." "I don't care." "And we have to go to town." "I don't care." "Don't you want to come, my dear?" "I don't care." "Would you rather stay right here?" "I don't care." So his mother left him there. His father said, "Get off your head, or I will march you up to bed." Pierre said, "I don't care." "I would think that you could see." "I don't care." "Your head is where your feet should be." "I don't care." "If you keep standing upside down." "I don't care. We'll never get to town." "I don't care. If only you would say, 'I care.' I don't care. I'd let you fold the folding chair." "I don't care." So his parents left him there. They didn't take him anywhere. Now, as the night began to fall, a hungry lion paid a call. He looked Pierre right in the Is that all you have to say? I don't care. Then I'll eat you, if I may. I don't care. So the lion ate Pierre. Arriving home at 6 o'clock, his parents had a dreadful shock. They found the lion sick in bed and cried, "Pierre is surely dead." They pulled the lion by the hair. They hit him with a folding chair. His mother asked, "Where is Pierre?" The lion answered, "I don't care." His father said, "Pierre's in there." They rushed the lion into town. The doctor shook him up and down. And when the lion gave a roar, Pierre fell out upon the floor. He rubbed his eyes and scratched his head and laughed because he wasn't dead. His mother cried and held him tight. His father asked, "Are you all right?" Pierre said, "I am feeling fine. Please take me home. It's 9:30. The lion said, "If you would care to climb on me, I'll take you there." Then everyone looked at Pierre, who shouted, "Yes, indeed, I care." The lion took them home to rest and stayed on as a weekend guest. The moral of Pierre is care. Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. I really think that made me a very empathetic person, reading that song from a young age. Also, chicken soup. Today our dear friend Chicken Soup, this very ordinary day, boiled up a pot of chicken soup and swallowed it away. Alack a day, a woe, oy vey, he swallowed it away. Now listen to what I'm gonna say. A little bone, a bitty thing, no bigger than my pinky, he swallowed hot from out that pot, and quicker than a winky, he gulped that soup, let out a whoop, and fell down croaking on the stoop, and he choked, and he sagged, and he smothered, and he gagged, and he let out a scream.